Ciao, buon tornato Italia. Today we are going to be hitting the Italian Riviera, heading into Liguria. So now many of you may know of the capital city of Genova, big port city, or perhaps you've been able to visit those cute little fishing villages in the Cinque Terre. However, Liguria, as you can tell, is a giant coastal stretch of beautiful cliffs overlooking the Mediterranean Sea, right at the border of France. And we're going to be trying wines almost exclusively from the west side of here tonight. But actually, that's not true. We're going to be in the Gulf di Giulio. However, it's worth noting that pretty much all of these wines, as you might imagine, really want seafood. Like, as we tasted all these in the preparation for tonight, every single pairing went from oysters to, I kept saying frito misto or fried calamari, baked fish, seared fish, olives, salty snacks, so many things. But these are really fun culinary wines. At the same time, they're all light enough that we can drink them on their own. I just usually always like a snack. So, sorry, back to my nap. This stretch of yellow here is called the Ponente. It's definitely one of the most important areas for wine. You will see everything from Vermentino. Truthfully, you see Vermentino the whole coast. You'll see Pigatto over here, and over in this little pink area, you'll see Rossese, which is going to be the last wine we taste tonight. That being said, again, these are not exactly like vineyards right on the beach. These are vineyards high up in terraces, overlooking down onto the ocean. It's pretty windy. There's a lot of salty sea air that these grapes are hanging out in, so it's not at all odd to get like a little salinity off these. But Liguria's biggest, they grow a lot of the herbs and like wildflowers. Like I think their biggest, it used to be at least, was exporting wildflowers. So you also get this like cool kind of herbaceous touch to all the wines. We are going to start tonight with first Vermentino, the most notable grape of the area that you see a lot. And this one is specifically the Terre Bianche 2018 Riviera Liguria de Ponente. So again, it's letting us know we're in this yellow stretch of land here. Terre Bianche named the winery after their best site, which is a vineyard they call Terre Bianche because it has this white blue marl. And grapes from that vineyard are in this blend. When we first popped this, like it really, like everyone was like, wow, it's so lemony. And hence why we started talking oysters and I started talking frito misto. Thing is, that clay Terre Bianche soil really imparts a lot of mineral. So even though, yeah, it was kind of citrusy, it very much dances back and forth. Like you get a lot of this clay and chalk on it too. And in general, it's just like a very savory lemon wine, a little more zesty. It still has a little more texture. It's not like a light white, but that's exactly why I would love to have some like baked fish with this or frito misto. But okay, anyways, we're gonna move on. Yeah, just like a general, have salty snacks with it, carry it into dinner, whatever. You're gonna be very happy with this guy. Oh, and I should mention, all of the wines for the tasting are always on our website, and they're always the week of the tasting. They're 10% off. So go to franklywines.com. You can pick them up. You can have them delivered if you're in New York City. You can also have them shipped. And these videos are always on our Instagram, and our website. So you can always go back to visit them in case you don't have the bottles on tasting night. We're trying to get them up there as fast as possible, but I just keep making my decisions too late. So anyways, we just got this Vermentino in. We'll have it for a little bit. It's gonna be just the perfect wine for summer. Moving on, so we are going to drink what is technically a rosé, and it is a rosé from a grape called Ciliegiolo. I know that you're looking at that label and you're thinking to yourself, I am not sure at all how to pronounce this. However, something to remember in Italian is they hit all the vowels. This isn't French, they don't blow through them. they hit all the vowels. And the vowel set is pretty much exactly the same as Spanish. A-E-I-O-U means A-E-I-O-U. So chiliajolo literally means, chiliagie is the cherry, and chiliajolo means cherry-like, because not only the color, but also the aromas and flavors on this wine really, really sing bright cherry. And it's not that hard. The easiest way to break it down is chili a jolo. I know you can all do that. So say it with me, chili a jolo. Or once you get real hip, chilagi. So moving into the chilagi, this is such a fun wine. I really kind of wanted like if you could do like a pasta with like a little bacala, a little heat, little spice, maybe some capers. You get that intense cherry note with a little white pepper and wild herb. It's just so fun. Like it's got this like floral herbaceous thing a little bit, but it's really more this like white pepper thing. And it's not sweet at all. So don't let yourself be fooled that just because it's a darker rosé, it obviously has a lot going on. This is really just the variety. You don't see much of it. It technically will grow down through the coast of Tuscany as well, and you'll see it as a lighter, fresher red wine. But yeah, it's really an excellent culinary wine. I've poured it by the glass, many times. But it's also, this is coming technically from Portofino. So this is the one wine that's west of Genova. We are in the Gulf of Tugurio, and technically this is coming from all the way out there, which is the tip of this little peninsula is going to be Portofino, but some of the vineyards also kind of rest right behind the city of Chiavari, which is adorable. I've been there, spent an afternoon and evening there. Really adorable, gorgeous little town in Liguria. And I just think this is such a nice take. It's a good midpoint between drinking a rosé, drinking a red, or just at least drinking a rosé that has some substance. And I want some calamari, some spicy cod pasta, anything with a little heat, or truthfully, you could probably do it even with some like white meat too, and it would not be unhappy about that. But now we're actually going to go to what I believe is the rarest of all of these. So we are right smack up on the French border. As I pointed out before, we're all the way over here near Dolce Acqua. So this is a grape called Rossese di Dolce Acqua. There's actually only 200 acres of production zone for this. That's it. This winery is 7.5 vineyards, or 7.5 hectares, which is between 2 vineyard sites. The one that we're going to be checking out today is the Baragna. This was actually planted in 1872 on their original rootstock, which means something, even if you don't understand it. It basically means that they planted the vine right in the soil, which people have historically not done for like the last 100+ years because of phylloxera. It's a bug that tends to feed on the vines, and so people don't usually, they plant grafted vines, but these are still almost entirely the original vines from 1832. You don't see any oak on this. It's not a super intense dark red, but it too, much like the Ciliegolo, it has some of these like wild strawberry and cherry notes to it, and you definitely get the herbs and the peppers. So yeah, I mean, it's funny, on their website they say that it kind of strikes people similarly to Nebbiolo, and I can understand that because it's got structure to it, but it's still got really beautiful aromatics. Honestly, I would love to have like a roast rabbit with this. I know it's maybe not PC, but rabbit is very Ligurian with some like Castelvetrano olives. You could do a little like roast pork with this too. It would be just beautiful. Again, it's got that herbaceous note. So if you had rosemary or thyme or any sort of herbs going with your meat, it would really kind of, those herbs would really come to life. And being that it's a lighter red, it's not overpowering, but it's got structure. So yeah, this is definitely like, it's summertime. It's time for these light reds. If you're grilling or barbecuing, you could have fish with this too, but just an excellent option for summer. So that is going to wrap up today's conclusion, but I have a really exciting announcement about what next Tuesday is going to be. So I know that you guys all like look at me as like, oh, that's Liz, she's the one who picks the wines that I drink. But the reality is that without importers, people like me wouldn't be exposed to a lot of the wines that we see. And so thus far, as we've gone through the Val d'Aosta and Piedmont and Liguria, we've really been focusing on, from up in the mountains spilling down to the sea, still on cliffs, but this kind of like lesser traveled path of kind of northwest Italy. And in almost all of these, we've actually had a wine from this importer, which is Neil Rosenthal. So today we did the Ciliegolo, we did the Torrette as well, and he is kind of like the OG as far as the person who initially went through, France and Switzerland too, but through the Val d'Aosta. He is one of the most important producer in Crema, which is Ferrando. We'll be tasting one of their Erbeluces next week. And so I'm really excited because I'm actually going to interview next week Neil Rosenthal just to kind of talk to him about how in the world he found these places, what made him decide that he's got to bring these wines back to us, and how did the market react to that when they first got them. So honestly, this is, I think, going to be really interesting. Neil is a lovely, wonderful, friendly guy to talk to anyways, but I'm so excited to talk to him specifically about how he found these regions. And then we're going to be tasting through several wines and selling a specialty Rosenthal wines 6-pack. So I hope that at the end of next week you understand how important some of these importers are to actually having brought these wines here in the first place and opened our eyes to them, and that was not easy. So anyways, we'll see you on Thursday to talk rosés first, because the shelf is blowing up over here. But next week we're gonna have a really special importer spotlight with Neil Rosenthal talking about how he broke into Northwest Italy. Cheers.